Welcome back to the Morning Blend on this Friday. It is so wonderful to have you here. Alex and Ashley welcoming you back to Tucson's only lifestyle show. And as you can see, Ashley is remote because there's a very big event happening, right, Ashley?
That's right. After a few months of cooking this little guy, it looks like he's going to be arriving almost any day now. So I am officially back home and going on maternity leave, as I've been doing my very best to try and get the rest of this room finished.
Well, it's been so awesome to see you growing and making that baby. And I see that there's a name on the wall. Is that a big reveal? Kurt Anthony?
That's right. So actually that's going to be the baby's name, is Kurt Anthony. It's after my father, Kurt Ranke. But I also just really like the name. I think it's kind of an underappreciated name these days. You know, you think of Kurt Warner and I don't know, even Kurt Vonnegut. Some really great Kurts out there. So we kind of wanted to bring it back. And then Anthony is after my husband's brother. So it's a family name, Kurt Anthony. But kind of a cool, fun fact why I love it so much too, is it also has the same initials as our daughter, who's Kennedy Ann. So everyone in this family is just going to be the KAH, the Kurt Anthony Hawk, Kennedy Ann Hawk, and then Kenny and Ashley Hawk. So we got a lot of similarity in the letters there.
Yeah, I love the meaning behind that. And so, I mean, you're like you said, you had Kennedy, you've had a baby before. Is it sort of like riding a bike to give birth to a child? I mean, are you nervous? How are you feeling about this process?
You know, I think it's one of those things where you try to not think too much about it. You just keep yourself busy. And as you mentioned, you know, one of the funniest things has actually been seeing how Kennedy is also preparing for this baby. Since we've gotten the room ready, I think it's become a little more real to her that it's happening. And she's also been doing this thing where she's been taking her dolls and her stuffed animals and she's been like wrapping them in the baby swaddles. So I've been finding like Mr. Unicorn here, who is all straight jacketed up like a newborn baby throughout the house. So it's, you know, there's only so much you can prepare, and then you just hope for the best and everything like that, and trust that it's all going to work out. But it has been really fun as a mom and expecting your second to kind of see how that family dynamic changes. And I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about, but also the most nervous about, because as any girl mom out there can relate, you know, your girls are kind of your best friend and they're very into mom. So it'll definitely be a bit of a transition having a new little boy in the house.
Oh yeah. Well, like you said, Kennedy is so cute, wrapping those little stuffed animals. I have a feeling she's going to be an amazing big sister. She's raised her so great so far, and she's such a wonderful little girl. And of course, when you leave for something like this, for maternity leave, it's to spend time with your growing family, to be with the baby as much as possible. Do you have any other plans while you're out to make the most of it?
You know, I think just kind of being able to soak in all the moments and enjoy certain things. I'm probably going to be back in my kitchen just playing around with different recipes whenever I have the spare time. But yeah, right now it's honestly just been a lot of organizing. I have kind of been receiving different gifts, so I've been doing a lot of folding of little tiny human clothes, which are always cute to see. So I think it's just going to be a lot of homebody things. But I also hope to be checking in with you and the Morning Blend, especially when the little guy arrives.
Absolutely. Can't wait to meet him. And of course, you will be missed here every day. We've had an incredible 6 months already. It's kind of interesting, right at the middle point of the year. Now you're going off on this other adventure. You're going to join us later in the year, but we wanted to look back a little bit, think back to working together for the last half year and how much we have done, how many guests we've hosted and businesses we've gone to. If you had to pick a favorite project or a favorite shoot or interview that you've done the past 6 months, what would that be?
That's a great question. Well, I also have to give you kudos, Alex, because I look back on the past 6 months and I think about certain things like when you would just put on a flower crown because I asked you to, and when you would bite into a Marmite sandwich and not knowing if it was mayonnaise and banana or anything else that could be in there. So I greatly appreciate the blind trust you've had in me, and I also apologize for the mayonnaise sandwich because that was never my intention. But, I've really enjoyed just a lot of our interviews that we've been able to meet different people. It was really great meeting Jessica Cox and Riani Patel that came in and speaking about different causes that they're passionate about. So I'll definitely miss being able to meet all those people that we get to on the show. And then, of course, going on location and being able to meet with some of the different schools. Oh my gosh, and some of the delicious food that we've been able to sample along the way. Just a few weeks ago, we were out at Fantinelli's, and that pasta was just out of this world. So I am certainly going to miss some of the great perks that come with, our daily routine here at the Morning Blend.
Yeah, it's been so wonderful to have you embedded back here in the community with the Morning Blend. And, one of my, looking back for me, I would say the Autism Academy was a really special shoot. There was so much to see there, some, heartwarming stories of kids finally finding their voices and being able to be in an environment that helps them learn. So if I look back, that was one of my favorites. And you and I have just had such a good time. Like I said, we're going to miss you, but best of luck with everything. Congratulations to you and your family. Make sure to keep in touch with us, and can't wait till you come back.
Thanks so much, Alex. I'll certainly keep you posted along the way. And you know what? For all of our viewers, we've got a great show coming up for you because, as Alex mentioned, I've got this little crazy almost 3-year-old. And saying no can sometimes be like one of the hardest things that I ever have to do. So actually, Alex, I believe you've got some advice for how parents can do that. Is that right?
We do, yeah. Like you said, sometimes saying no and sticking to it is a challenge because kids can be very persuasive. So here are some tips on saying the big NO word and just going along with it.